Welcome to JT and the Raw, Show 88, coming to you live from San Diego. I'm over here for Ursa, and today on JT and the Raw, I'm going to give you four tips for your business around building your possibility, your productivity, and your profitability. How about that? If you like the idea of that, you're going to get 4 tips for productivity, possibility, and profitability. Morning, Marissa Hoff. Oh, morning. It's afternoon here in San Diego. So I'm going to get that all confused today. Totally. Check out this backdrop. How gorgeous is this place? It is phenomenal. So I'm at the back of the convention center, and the reason I had to come on early today is because I have got a presentation that I'm delivering on social media. Who would have thunk it? Social media. Hi, Eric. Olga, I keep seeing you from a distance, but I haven't seen you up close. So make sure you grab me soon. Hey, Debs, how are you? How is weather back down under, guys, that are tuning in? Give me a bit of a sign for what the weather's like down there. Bradley, good morning. And Susan, hi. So what I thought I'd do today is, like I said, I'm going to give you 4 ideas around building the profitability, the possibility, and the productivity around your business. That's my plan today. G'day, Eugene. How are you, mate? I've got a couple of shout outs. It's quite serendipitous, actually, today. I've got a big shout out to Troy Morgan. Oh, I'm here too, Chris Stevenson. No, you're not, Chris. You're on Marissa's phone, so that doesn't count. Doesn't count as a view. I need 2 views. Give me a love heart if it's really you, Chris. That's what I'm saying. Weather's rainy in Sydney. Winter coming. Oh. Okay, so you shout out to Troy Morgan. Troy's a great man. He's a client of ours on our Industry Leaders Roundtable. And it was 7 years ago today that Troy had me up to speak to his country town, Toowoomba, in Queensland, northwest in Queensland, and that was my first ever presentation that I delivered on social media. Can you believe that? Social media 7 years ago. Hasn't it changed? And in half an hour, I'm going to be delivering the next presentation on social media. Today is my 318th presentation. Oh, we've got some photo bombers walking up the stairs behind us. Say hi, everybody. Hey!
Hello.
They're all fitness freaks here at this conference. It's unreal.
I have heard you speak a lot of times.
Oh, you have. Hi, Jill. Justin.
Ian? Justin.
Hi, Jill. How are you? Hi, Laurie.
Hi.
How you going?
Good. We'll see you at your presentation. Social media.
Social media.
I'm going.
Oh, that's what.
Yes.
You'll love it. Please go.
So there you go. This is live, Facebook Live.
You usually do the Tamsett.
This is live stuff. Okay, so the second thing I want to do a big shout out to is all the people at Ursa like that. They're so friendly. They're so warming. I want to first of all thank Mark and all the Ursa team for giving me the opportunity to speak here. I've got 2 sessions, so I'm really appreciative to Ursa and Mark and all the team for inviting me on. G'day, Ben. How are you, mate? I want to say a huge thank you also to Lynn and Teresa, who allowed the Fitness Business Podcast to be a sponsor of the first ever networking power walk here at Ursa. It was an unbelievable privilege to have it. We're very humbled to be allowed to do it, and it was fantastic. We had 60 plus people. We had an amazing morning first up. So that was awesome. 60 plus people. Did I say that? 60 plus people. So Sydney, if you're going to Filex next month, we want to see if you can beat 60. And finally, I'm going to have 400 plus people in my sessions over the next couple of days. So I'm thanking you straight off the bat for coming along to those sessions. Thank you, and I look forward to having you there. All right. Also want to give a shout out to somebody who I don't even know yet. A big shout out to someone I don't even know, and that is our 6th sponsor for the Fitness Business Podcast. I am working my butt off over here with Chantel, trying to find us a 6th sponsor for the podcast. So I'm shouting out to them right now. Whoever you are, whenever you come up, we are going to have you on the show, and we're looking forward to you joining the Fitness Business Podcast family. Okay, that's it. Shout outs done. Are you ready? Here are the 4 business tips that I've got so far from this conference that will help improve your possibilities, your profitability, and your productivity. Morning, Frosty. Morning, Jess. All right, first up, I love this one. Love this one. If you don't ask, you'll never know. If you don't ask, you'll never know. And this came to fruition for us on the podcast. Yesterday, the keynote speaker was Lisa Bedell. She was fantastic. And I reached out to her via email to see if she would come on the podcast. And sure enough, she said yes. And I was kind of thinking, well, she'll say no. But if you don't ask, you'll never know. And then after the show, after her keynote presentation, I went backstage and I said to the gatekeeper there, Donna, I said, is it all right if I talk to Lisa? And she said, oh, I'm not really sure. And as I said, Lisa, she popped her head up, and she said, oh, sure, come on in. Who are you? And then I introduced myself. If you don't ask, you will never know. If you don't ask, you will never know. And Marissa and Chris, if you're still watching, the coolest thing about Lisa, she accepted my gift as a thank you. It was a packet of Tim Tams. She's never seen them in her life before. She thought it was the best gift ever for sharing her insights at a keynote presentation. Point number 2. Morning, Jody. Jody, it must be early for you. Point number 2, second of these 2 points. Ideas are all around you. What you do with the ideas is the key. What you do with the ideas is the key. This morning's keynote, mental block. Marissa, if you can tell me who it is, that'd be great. I've forgotten what her name was. Thanks, Maddie Fletcher, for all those love hearts coming on straight away. But what she said is this: she came up with this idea of a TaskRabbit, which I guess in Australia is like Airtasker. And what it was Lee. That was it, Lee. And what she said was really interesting. She said, lots of people told me they had the same idea as me, and she kept saying to them, well, why haven't you done it? And they just said, I haven't done it, just haven't done it. And I think this is the key in any business that you're in. Ideas are all around you. What is the key is then implementing those ideas, is then doing something with them. It's all very well to have this thing running around in your head, but if you don't actually put it down and start doing something, then there's a problem. So my challenge for everybody is, if you want to build that profitability, that productivity, or even that possibility, is start implementing some of your ideas. Don't be so scared. There it is. Marissa's got it. It's in the comments. Lee Busk, B-U-S-Q-U-E. Morning, Scott Robertson. I've just spoken to a guy who's coming to Australia who is going to help the Anytime Clubs like you would not believe. Mate, you are going to love gymphone.com. Okay, number 3, my third point. There they are, the helicopters, just making sure we're safe here in San Diego. Just making sure that Kim Jong-un's not coming over to grab us. Okay, number 3. Convenience for the consumer is the new black. Convenience for the consumer is the new black. Now, for those of us that are watching who are in the fitness industry, you guys know this, because you know that the most convenient place is the place that people are going to exercise on a regular basis. So convenience around gyms is so critical. But it's not just the physical location that we're talking about with future consumers. Future consumers are thinking convenience way beyond a physical location. They're talking about acquisition. They're talking about the acquisition of information. That acquisition must be hyper convenient. Hyper convenient. They want to be able to get that information really easily because they want to be able to research. And this is where we're going to see over the next 2 to 10 years massive leaps ahead in artificial intelligence. We already see it now with Facebook Messenger bots, but we're going to see it more and more and more with artificial intelligence. In fact, one presenter that I heard speak, they have a person that does all the emails, and that person's name is Heather, and Heather replies to all these emails. Now, interestingly enough, Heather has a net promoter score of 95. So in other words, people love Heather. Heather's been out on dates, has been invited out on dates. Heather's had letters of recommendation sent to her. And all that Heather is an artificially intelligent person who responds to statements and comments within a timely manner. It's all about convenience. And they answer the question without any sort of bias or opinion. So one of the really interesting points, I'm just taking that away, one of the really interesting points about this artificial intelligence was this one. The goal of artificial intelligence is to bring 2 humans together. the goal of artificial intelligence is to bring two humans together. I thought that was a really powerful statement, and if that's the direction that we're going to be heading, I feel really comfortable if it's about bringing two humans together. It's fantastic. And my last of my 4 points for you, which is going to boost productivity, possibility, and profitability, is this. To build your company, to build your club, to build your widget business, whatever business you're in, to build it, we must reduce the complexity of what we do. We have to reduce the complexity of what we do. And it was interesting to hear Lisa talk about this. So we interviewed Lisa on the Fitness Business Podcast. So if you haven't heard that show, regardless of what industry you're in, whether you're watching live or on replay, pop FBP in the comments below, FBP. I'll send you the link to Lisa's show. But one of the things that she really emphasized yesterday in her keynote was this. Most complexity in businesses is self-imposed. And that we self-impose complexity simply because we need to do things urgently. That's all. Simply because we need to do things urgently. So we impose that complexity, and that hinders the growth of our business. So what I want you to think about, and when she was talking about this, I kind of went back to when I had a health club. If I was on the front desk and I'm handing out locker keys or signing up members and generally screwing things up, it's because I didn't follow the systems, or the systems didn't make sense. But guess who wrote the systems? I did. And I wrote the systems 2 or 3 or 4 years before, and we never adapted the systems. The new staff came on and they were just trained. We never actually gave permission to the staff to update the systems, to make sure that they were more streamlined. Or, as Lisa would say, she had them killing the stupid rule. All those stupid things that we do in business, she empowers her staff to get rid of those things so the business runs more smoothly, more productively, perhaps more possibly, and definitely more profitably. She said there are 4 traps in business. Something about 4 today. Everything's about 4. 4 traps in business. We value more than we value less. This is a bit cryptic. We value more than we value less. And so what she's saying is, in business, the more things we've got going, we value that more. But often in business, the less we have could in fact make our business less complex, more profitable. She said we need to do we have an addiction to doing things as opposed to thinking things. Addiction to doing over thinking. And that's because it's a lot easier for us to do. When it comes to thinking, we actually have to step out of the business and we have to think about how we can get better. It's a really interesting concept, that. So the reason why we get over complex in business is because we have this addiction to doing things as opposed to thinking things. G'day, Paige. I think this is the first time I've ever seen you live, Paige. G'day, Helen. How are you? Suvlaki, how are you? Number 3 there. Oh, I didn't say 4. I should have said 3. 3. That we focus in business on the external rather than the internal. So we focus externally on attracting customers or marketing, and we don't focus enough internally on building our systems and how we can refine them and make things happen more efficiently and effectively in business. It was super powerful, really, really interesting insights that Lisa had, and I got a lot out of it, particularly for my business. We have a lot of systems at Active Management and even at the podcast, and I'm trying to wondering whether we can simplify things, and I think maybe you can too. And so the final point that Lisa came up with is that we need to ask better questions to our team. If we're going to refine our business, if we're going to increase possibilities, increase productivity and increase profit, then what we need to do is we need to involve our team and we need to ask better questions. She in fact said this, which is a really powerful insight. She said we should stop brainstorming ideas and we should start question storming ideas, because often the first question we ask to get better in business is not the right question. So let me give you an example. If we're saying, okay, how do we make more sales? How do we make more sales in our business? We would automatically go, well, to make more sales, you need to do more marketing. So if that's the question we ask, we then start start going down the route of more marketing. But if we went around the table and instead of brainstorming how do we make more sales, we brainstormed more questions about why you asking that question. We may then be able to unravel a whole mess that comes right back down to the staff selection process. Staff selection impacts how we select a salesperson, how we train that salesperson, and then that's why we're not making enough sales. Pretty cool, eh? Comes together a bit like an evil plan to dominate the world. I love it. I love it. So what we need to do is we need to ask better questions as a team to the situations we're in. And often when we're doing that, your team are going to have the solutions to the problems that we've got in the business. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Thank you. If you've tuned in to JT and the Raw, show 88. Oh, some more people walking up the stairs. You want to check them out? There we go. Say hi.
Hello.
There we go. So, yeah, that's show 88 coming to you live from San Diego. If you've got any value out of the show, please, love you to tag anyone in the comments below. Love you to share the show. I'll be back next week, of course, from Australia. If you're just tuning in, Marissa's is saying, see you in 15 minutes. She will, because I'll be talking in 15 minutes. So just a quick summary. Business ideas. There are 4 business ideas I'm sharing today to increase your possibility, your productivity, and your profitability. Here they go. If you don't ask, you'll never know. Do you like that one? If you don't ask, you'll never know. Give me one of those love heart emoticons right now. Number 2, ideas are all around you. If you like that one, give me that love heart. Number 3, convenience for the consumer is the new black. If you like that one, give me a love heart. And number 4 is to build your company, decrease complexity. To build your company, decrease complexity. And as I said, if you haven't heard the Lisa Bedell interview on the Fitness Business Podcast, put FBP in the comments below and I will share that show with you. And that brings an end. So it's 7:45 in Australia. It's 1:45 here. I'm about to go and speak on social media and talk about all things social. So that should be interesting. I'm not sure what we're going to say yet. I'll keep that top secret. Are we done? Are we done? Anyone watching live, can you tell me, are we done? Is there something I've missed? Is there? Of course there is. What are you doing? Of course there's something I've missed. It is quote of the week. Morning, Rich. How are you there? RC Derby. Here we go. Quote of the week. Love this one. Got it today. Love it. Done is way better in business than perfect. Done is way better in business than perfect. If you keep waiting to get everything in your business perfect, you're never going to do shit. So just get stuff done. It's way better than perfect. Hey, thanks for tuning in to JT and the Raw, show 88, coming to you live from San Diego. Next week, I'll be back in Sydney. Look forward to catching you there. Have an awesome weekend. Zoe, if you're watching, good luck in the state shot put championships this weekend. If you know Zoe and you're watching, put good luck Zoe in the comments below because she always reads the comments. Mum shows her them. So, yep, just pop in the comments below. Good luck, Zoe. And I will catch you guys on the flip side.